In the dead of winter, on the edge of a forgotten road, a shadow moved in the snow. A lone dog, his form barely a silhouette against the endless white. His fur, matted with ice and dirt, did little to shield his sharp ribs from the bitter, relentless wind. Every step he took seemed like it might be his very last, a painful, deliberate effort in a world that had seemingly cast him aside. He was a ghost in the landscape, a whisper of life fading with each passing day. For weeks, maybe longer, no one had stopped. Cars were just blurs of light and color, speeding past, their occupants either oblivious or unwilling to see the desperation in his weary eyes. Faces in windows turned away, perhaps uncomfortable with the raw reality of his struggle. Yet, he waited. With a resilience that defied his condition, he kept hoping, kept searching for a sign of compassion in the cold, indifferent world. One night, under the lonely hum of a single streetlight casting long, distorted shadows on the snow, a pair of headlights cut through the darkness. But this time, they slowed. They stopped. The driver's side door opened, and a figure emerged into the biting cold. He didn't call out, no sharp commands or sudden movements. He didn't rush. He simply knelt down on the frozen ground, letting the heavy silence of the night speak for him. It was an offering of peace, an invitation without pressure. The dog froze, his entire body rigid. His eyes, wide with a deep, primal fear, reflected the headlights. He was trembling, a violent shudder that was born from both the gnawing hunger in his belly and the paralyzing cold that had seeped into his bones. And then, something shifted. A hesitant step forward, paws crunching softly in the snow. Then another. It was as if, in that singular moment, an invisible barrier finally shattered, the fragile wall that had stood between a lifetime of fear and a glimmer of trust. A gentle hand, weathered and patient, reached out, not to grab, but to offer. After a long, heart-stopping pause, a broken spirit leaned in, nuzzling against the warmth of that outstretched hand. A silent agreement was made. The journey that followed was far from easy. The dog's body was a roadmap of his past hardships, covered in scars and ailments that spoke of neglect and survival. But the deeper wounds, the ones you couldn't see, were etched upon his heart. He was wary of loud noises, flinched at sudden movements, and his sleep was often troubled. Trust, once given, was still a fragile thing, easily fractured. But day by day, with the steady provision of warmth, nourishing food, and an ocean of patience, a transformation began. The change was subtle at first. The hard, haunted look in his eyes began to soften, replaced by a curiosity, a gentleness. His tail, which had hung limp and lifeless for so long, started to give a tentative twitch, then a slow, hopeful wag. The gaunt skeletal frame began to fill out, and the life returned to his once dull coat. What was once a creature abandoned, a forgotten soul on the brink of disappearing, slowly became a spirit reborn. He learned the simple joy of a soft bed, the comfort of a full belly, the security of a routine. He learned that hands could be gentle, that voices could be kind. He rediscovered how to be a dog, how to play, how to rest, how to love without reservation. In the quiet, unspoken bond that grew between man and dog, something eternal and profound sparked to life. It was more than just a rescue. It was a connection that healed them both. It was living proof that a simple act of kindness has the power to resurrect even the most forgotten, to mend the most broken of spirits. Because sometimes, the most powerful rescues we undertake are not just of the animal in need, in saving them, in opening our hearts to their vulnerability and their unconditional love, we end up rescuing a part of ourselves. We are reminded of our own capacity for empathy, for compassion, for connection. In their healing, we find our own. Thank you so much for watching and sharing this story with us. If it touched your heart, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more stories of hope and transformation. We'll see you next time.